What's up guys, Valence Ring here, and I wanted to bring you a video that is a hot topic and of big debate, and this relates to a couple factors of the game. And what I want to talk about is nap versus no nap, or war, and this is obviously on a state by state basis. So what is a nap? First of all, let's talk about that really quick. A nap is a non-aggression pact. And a nap is usually for a certain number of top alliances inside your state. And you can check that. Usually you come in here and you can look at your alliance might rank, and this is for your state. So you can do a nap, a non-aggression pact, based upon a lot of factors. One of the easiest ways to kind of define a nap is a statewide nap, and this would literally mean that you're not going to go out of your way and attack any other sanctuary in the entire state. And you can see all the alliances in my state. This is state 16. Your state's going to be different. And then basically a statewide nap means even this War Z Nation down here, the 25th alliance in our state, no one would get attacked. Now this doesn't usually alleviate inactive players or anything like that from being attacked, because obviously if they're not playing, it doesn't really matter, or those that aren't in an alliance, normally, because the ones that aren't in an alliance are inactive players. So that being said, we have a nap in place, and it's based upon might of your alliance. So I do believe it goes up over time, and this helps promote growth. So you have to actually grow. But basically, it's anyone over 800 million, any alliance over 800 million in might. As you can see, we only have 25 alliances in our state, and all the way down to state 20 has over 600 million in might. So they probably don't even get attacked that often. But 19 and up are in the nap. So basically what this means is we almost have a statewide nap. Now, that might change in time, but I find it to be a good thing. And so what I want to talk about is the disparity. What's the difference between having a nap state versus a state that has a kind of a free-for-all war, or maybe like the top 2 or 3 alliances are in a constant nap while everyone else is free game. So I get a lot of questions about this, and I hear a lot of complaints, and I actually want to show you guys. This is Peter Anderson wrote a reply on one of my videos and basically said it's pay to win, pay to grow. Unless you are running 200,000 T9s or T10 troops, you're just going to be a hack. Don't waste your time. A lot of states are dying or have one strong alliance run by rich kids. So basically, if I can break this down, and I don't speak for anyone else, but let me interpret this in my way, and if I'm wrong, I apologize to Pete there. But basically, what he's saying is a lot of states, if you aren't the top one alliance here, if your alliance rank isn't number 1, 2, and you don't have strong troops already, then you're just going to be a farm for those larger alliances, and you're just going to be attacked and attacked and attacked, and it makes it pointless to try to grow, because if you're not spending money to rebuild those resources and get what you need, then you're never really going to be able to grow. So this is the problem I have with war-based states. One, it can lead to bullies. So yeah, you can have one alliance that's really strong, and you got the people that are paying a lot of money to be really strong, and then they use everyone else as a farm. Basically, they're saying my whole state farms to get me bigger, get me stronger. And that is, in a way, bully tactics. I will say it's part of the game. So you can't necessarily fault someone for having those tactics, but I will say it falls closer to the category of bullying. If you are a bully state or a war-based state, you run the risk of having those opinions of, say, Pete Anderson, where what's the point? And that's kind of where I feel like a war-based state is not helpful for your gameplay, because if a lot of people are falling into the inactive category, like I said, in my state we have 20 alliances that are pretty much in the nap because they try to be, they're growing, they're becoming stronger. So if our top 20 alliances can manage to stay within the nap, then obviously our state as a whole is growing. Now, maybe our top alliance, or maybe our top might players, aren't growing as fast as they could because they're not actively going out and farming smaller sanctuaries. But the benefit is that one, we have a lot of active players in our state, and we have a lot of people that want to play the game and grow, and we utilize strong alliances to do that. Then when it comes to state versus state wars, well, then it's war. That's part of the game, and that's part of the game, and that's what the war we think of as designed for, is to go out and raid other states so that we can boost our state's growth, but still not hamper our individual players within our state's growth by constantly attacking them. So I know it's a controversial subject, but there are a couple benefits to running a NAP. One is, as you can see, very few people have shields up. And why some people have shields up, I don't know. Maybe they have a lot of resources on hand and don't want to risk being hit. But as you can see, for the most part, our state runs without any shields. And believe it or not, that even includes, if you go out to the outskirts and find, that's a bigger alliance member, but you go out and you'll see that most players, even smaller alliances, aren't shielded the whole time. Shields cost resources, diamonds usually, and if people are shielding on a daily basis to protect their resources, then it's costing them resources for growth. So it slows down the progress of smaller sanctuaries, casual players, free-to-play players. Now, if you're the type that believe, well, it's a pay-to-win game, so if you're not spending money, then too bad, so sad. Well, I get that kind of thought process, and I understand where you're coming from, but the reality is the more people that are playing in your state, the stronger your state is, and when they do become inactive, if they decide that they're finished with the game, then they're much stronger and have more resources for you to gather from. I'd rather see, I don't want to see anyone become inactive, but if I was going to see someone become inactive, I'd rather see them be inactive at level 24 rather than level 4. This level 4 sanctuary isn't going to help me. It's just taking up space in our state. And I hope, maybe that player just started out or just moved here. Maybe they'll grow, whatever the case may be. But if you're in a war-based state and only one or two alliances are really growing, then you also invite in problems later in your state. So as you guys may know, immigration is a big topic. And if you go into your state list, these are all the states that are active right now. We're up to 250 approximately. We can see exactly here. Oh, no, we're not up there yet. 240, okay? So we have 240 states that are active right now in this game. So you can go into any of these states and migrate there. Now what's funny is you'll notice that a lot of these, it says open immigration all the way up to say 200. And you can see that some of these states are still restricted. Restricted just is a grace period to prevent people from immigrating to the state and being overpowered. It gives people a chance to build up. So basically that protects the state from bullies and from overpowered players. So because there is that restricted access all the way up to 204, that means that nobody can immigrate there. However, let's say 203, I can immigrate here, and my current headquarters level is level 31, and it'll take 20 immigration flights, but oftentimes there will be a limit on the sanctuary level. So you can see here, your headquarters level is not qualified. You have to be lower than level 26. Again, this prevents bullies and overpowered players. But the point is some of these are now open for me to immigrate to. And I'm not sure which one it would be, but let's say 160, 27. And I'm level 31. Let's go down to about 100 or 90 here. And so 90's at 30, and we're probably getting down to, maybe 80. So I can immigrate to 80 now. Now that's 60, 70 states above my current level, which means that they've been playing that less long. I've been playing that much longer that I was able to grow. So if I went in here and just happened to look at the state, I'll see what kind of headquarters I might be up against. Now there might be some strong headquarters in here, and I don't know anything about this state, so don't take offense. But you'll see a lot of 25s and 27s and 23s. and 28. So just a quick glance, there isn't too many people in here, that are a lot stronger than me. I have more might than that, level 30, and we do have a level 35, and so forth and so on. But I could jump into this state and be a powerhouse. I could join one of these top alliances and just be a bully if I wanted to. So if you set yourself up as a state, as a bully state, and I'm not saying this is this state, I don't know anything about this state. If you set yourself up as a bully state, then what can happen is you don't have enough strong players to prevent, say, someone like me or someone who's stronger than me, maybe spent more money than me, jumping into your state and just wreaking havoc, taking over governorship and starting to dictate how, your state operates. You don't want that. If there are 3, 4, 5, 10 strong alliances, there's no way I could jump into this state and do anything of import, because there's going to be too many people that are able to defend the state. And that is a huge benefit of building as a state and growing. Non-aggression packs, NAPs, are good for slow growth. Yes, you can grow a little bit faster if you're farming sanctuaries. Yes, you can have 1 or 2 strong alliances that farm off others, or bully the state, take resources, maybe even take tributes, donations of resources from their alliance or their farm alliance or whatever you want to call it. And in that way, they can grow fairly quickly. Again, the problem is then you allow in players like, let's say, me, that have had 6 months of growth. And if you don't know where you can check your time, you can see consecutive login days for me is 220. All right, so well over 6 months. I've been playing the game for quite some time, and I'm not a free-to-play player, but I don't spend tons of money on this game either. So with that being said, I prefer a non-aggression pack state. And I think most players prefer a non-aggression pack state, especially if they're free-to-play or casual players. You should, in my opinion, cater a little bit to your casual and free-to-play players. They're an important aspect of the game, and they can still be a big help to your state and your top alliances. We have players in my alliance and other alliances that are free-to-play or casual players that do just fine. They level up, they get stronger, they benefit the state, they benefit our alliance, they're active and everything else. And that's what you need, is active players that are building with the state. Then you can use help instead of, stealing, so to speak, or bullying. You can use help from other alliances or other alliance members to boost yourself up to those higher numbers. So that's important. And if you're constantly at war, you're constantly losing troops, you're constantly spending resources on troops, you're constantly spending resources on heals, and the amount of resources that you can realistically steal from a state is going to diminish over time, because more players are going to become inactive. So, I want to give a shout out to a lot of the top members in my state. If you look at the personal might rank, you'll see that Baymore is absolutely blown up, and Darth Virus has done an amazing job with this state. He came in during a very kind of tricky time, and I definitely want to give him a shout out. I meant to earlier. He's done a lot for this state. Sir DeGore has done a lot for the state, and there are many of these people have done a lot for the state. Shout out to Blastin' Fools and 45 Seconds, Spanktimony, Meyer Link, huge guys. Dark Traveler, Jodo, Richter and Groundstalker. I've been with these guys for almost since the beginning. And then, of course, a lot of these top alliances, the War Angels, Death Before Dishonor, these guys are a critical role in the state, because they help unify it, and we used to be called Unity State. They help unify the state and put into effect effective NAPs that benefit the state overall. And that's kind of the point. It's okay to be a war-based game, but the more you fight each other in your own state, the less effective as a state you're going to become, and eventually your growth is going to slow down. I see a lot of people wanting to immigrate from, war-based states to NAP-based states. And I think that's becoming more and more the trend. And I see, you know, in recruitment questions on Facebook or in the PNS, the official Discord, people are recruiting, and a lot are saying, I want a NAP state. And some say, no, 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 come to a state where it's actually fun to battle, to have war. And that can be fun. I get it. And I'm not taking anything away from that. And if that's how you want to play the game, then do that. But for those that are interested in NAPs, know that it is possible to find a state that doesn't have a lot of war-based efforts within its own state. When we go to war with other states, for Zenith Tech Hub, for the Wasteland King, for Reservoir War, for Nuka Land, or anything like that, then we go all out military. We're good with that. You know, that's definitely part of the game, and we strive to be a military force as a state and as an alliance. But attacking from your own state doesn't necessarily benefit you in the long run. Short term, if all you want to do is hit headquarters level 25, great. I get it. Farm other sanctuaries, that's probably going to help you get there quicker. But I do not believe, someone else asked me, and I think I deleted it, but in a player mail, they asked me about, you know, isn't it better to have war? Well, for growth, I actually think it's not better to have war. Yes, individuals that spend money and have the resources already are going to do better, but that's kind of counterintuitive. You know, if you're already willing to spend the money, then you don't necessarily need to farm other sanctuaries for resources because you're already willing to spend money. It's the players that aren't willing to spend that much money, that still want to grow, still want to be a big part of their state. Those are the ones that kind of need more NAPs, or at least be in an alliance that's protected under a NAP. So, that being said, I wanted to go over this because I know it's a big topic, and I know a lot of states are losing members because of bully tactics. So I would encourage you, if you're in a state that where, you know, there's only a couple alliances, 2 to 4 alliances that are really just overrunning the state, and they're constantly attacking other sanctuaries. If you're one of those top 4 alliances that are doing that, I would recommend considering expanding your NAP. Make it the top 10, 20 alliances. And that might sound ridiculous, but if you have 20 alliances that are growing consistently over time, you're going to be a very strong state. And then you can still use the inactives. You can still use Valiant Conquest and Wasteland War as methods of gaining resources during state-to-state wartime. But don't pick on your own members. You're going to just lose them to either other states, or they're going to quit the game. And if they don't grow, then there's nothing more you're going to be able to get from them anyways. So it's kind of like you can shear a sheep many times, but you can only skin them once. And that's kind of the point. If you are constantly just wiping people out and you're not giving them a chance to grow, what are they going to do? They're going to move, they're going to immigrate away, or they're going to quit playing the game. You would think maybe they would band together, and that's an option. If you are in a bully state and you're a free-to-play casual player, I recommend joining up with an alliance. Find an alliance, go into your leaderboard, check your alliance might rank, find some of these top alliances. Maybe they're in the top 10. Merge together your most active players and try to become a powerhouse, even if you're just casual or free-to-play. It is possible to grow. It is possible to have fun not spending money in this game. But a NAP helps that, whereas wartime can make that more difficult. So do with that information what you will, guys. It's there to help. I know it's debatable, and you can debate me all day if you want. I'm okay with it. But consider a NAP. Consider a larger NAP in your state if you're a war-based state. I don't want to take away the war aspect of the game for you. And if you are a casual free-to-play player, try to find a state that works well for you as far as how are they attacking, who are they attacking, when are they allowed to attack, how is your state versus state going, how is your wasteland going, and, find a state that works well for you. But all in all, let's treat each other pretty good. Understand that it is a war-based game, and you are probably at some point in time going to be attacked. Your commander record is going to show sanctuary losses and hits, and you could come in here and look at your battle record, and you will see total wins, total losses, raids won, raids fails, defenses won, and defenses failed. I've been attacked over 1,000 times. So, you're gonna get attacked, and that's part of it. Just understanding that that is a part of the game is important. So I really want to just leave you with that, guys. Consider how you're treating other players and what the effect of that is. And if what you're doing is working for you, I can't take that away from you. But do consider it, and consider those other players that are only interested in this game at a lower capacity. And maybe one idea for the future is creating a state that's kind of dying off, that is a 100% nap state designed for people to come in, build up, grow, and then they can leave and go to other war-based states. And maybe that's something that, as a community we can talk about later. At any rate, guys, this is Valence Ring. I really appreciate you guys watching. Give the video a thumbs up if it helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content on puzzles and survival. As always, guys, thanks for watching.